Don't chew on that, Max.
Cooper loves that chew, too.
Oh, now he's into Cooper's food. Wow, he is loving it. What do you feed Cooper?
Blue Buffalo Life Protection Formula. He never leaves a crumb. I love it because it's made with high-quality protein, nutrient-rich fruits and veggies, and wholesome whole grains.
Looks like we're switching to Blue.
Blue Buffalo foods are made with the superior ingredients your dog needs to thrive. Can your dog food say that? Visit feedbluefood.com to learn more.
They always tell you there's a catch, a compromise, an asterisk. Sprite Zero Sugar? It's different. It's the lemon lime flavored refreshment you want with zero sugar. This is Sprite Zero Sugar. Obey your thirst.
New Year, same extra value meals at McDonald's. So now get 2 snack wraps, plus fries, and a medium soft drink for just $8.
For limited time only, prices and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Hawaii, Alaska, and California, and for delivery.
Welcome back to the Infinite Rabbit Hole. I'm your host, Jeremy, and today we got a special guest in the house. But before all of you get to learn about him, you get to learn about us for the 200th and some odd time. Jake, how are you doing,
sir. Bud? I'm cold. I got bored yesterday, and so I shaved off a year's worth of hair. And my face. Just like the old Navy days, Whitney knew that if I was ever bored for more than 5 minutes, that I was within arm's reach of clippers, I just shaved my head just because it was something to do. So, and it's easier. So, yeah, I'm going to let it all grow back out now. Just start from bare bones. And I've spent the day working on setting up my home gym and doing all the flooring. So I ripped out all the carpet and put down all the gym mats and everything. Tomorrow I'm going to be building up my Smith machine. So I went out and spent a bunch of money on some barbell weights, and yeah, going to get swole, as the kids say. I think they still say that.
Yeah, no, they definitely do. They definitely do.
Good.
Trust me, I have a lot of them, so
yeah,
I would know this. But yeah, man, I hope you like that Smith machine. It's the same one that I bought, and it's a beast, man. I love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's cold out right now, and I think one of the worst ideas you could have is to shave all your hair off.
Well, I wear hats, so I wear beanies outside, so there's really no need to have a bunch of hair because no one can see it anyway. Yeah, so, you know.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, man. Well, I did something cool this week.
What'd you do?
I got myself a tattoo.
I seen that.
Look at it.
The pictures.
Look at it. Look how cool he is.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. It's a jackalope coming through a portal. Although it is not my Infinite Rabbit Hole tattoo. That will be coming when I go with you, sir.
I can't. I don't know. It's like I want to get some forearm tattoos, but I also want to be like the CEO of a company one day. So I don't know if that's a good combination, you know?
CEOs all have tattoos now, man.
Oh, yeah, do they?
Yeah, they all do. All of them. Every one of them. Every one of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Some of them even have face tattoos. No, dude, they're just too expensive. I got other stuff I spend money on, like motorcycle parts and stuff. Just, you know.
Stop. I was reading an article the other day about I can't remember the name of the company. It was some veteran-owned company, and he was talking about tattoos. It was in Inc. magazine, and the guy was a CEO, and he was talking about all the tattoos, and he's like, literally, man, I have my butthole tattooed, and I was like, there it is. I mean, and that was the trigger I needed to go out and get another tattoo, and I was like, oh, if he could do it, I could do it. So,
dude, I haven't gotten a tattoo in like 8 years.
No?
It's been a minute.
Well, we're gonna have to go see my boy Alex over at Skin Stain. He's Skin Prince in Eau Claire, man. He does a good job. Look at it. He did a good job.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks good for sure. I just don't know. I just don't know if I can commit. I hate all my tattoos except for one. And I've got 14 of them. They all suck except for one of them. And I'm just like, I don't know if I want to do that again, especially where people can see it when I'm, except for when I'm wearing shorts. You can see all the ones on my legs, but yeah.
All right. Well, let's stop wasting our guest time.
Yes, please.
Let's bring him into the table and get him introduced to all of the listeners. We are doing something new today. Now, we've had plenty of authors on this show before. The authors that we typically would have are the ones that will do books where I do most of my research from. Hence, all these books back here, if you're watching on Twitch or if you're watching on Spotify or YouTube. But we're doing something new today, but with a twist. We are going to talk to our very first fictional author, but comes with a nonfiction twist, as he has real life experience with the topics that he's writing about. I am personally very excited to introduce everybody tonight to Mr. Paul Vecchiet. Paul, welcome to the Infinite Rabbit Hole. How you doing today?
Great. Thanks for having me on your show. Are you there?
Now, we are having a little bit of connectivity issues. It looks like Paul is slightly delayed just a bit. So please be patient with us. Paul, can you give us a little bit of a background on who you are, what the topic of this book is, and what makes you the expert on the topic?
All right. Well, the book could be an autobiography, except I don't use myself as the main character. The main character is based on me, and all the characters in the book are based on real people and based on real events. And the effort is to explain the link between the extraterrestrial phenomenon and our spirituality, and how we relate with the rest of the universe, and why it's not a good idea for disclosure. The book is called The Disclosure Paradox. And the paradox is, how are we as a human race supposed to improve ourselves if we're not allowed to know what's wrong with us? And what we are is essentially we are quarantined from the rest of the universe, because we are considered a very dangerous species. Our intelligence combined with our DNA, which makes us violent, barbaric, have an irrational obsession with possessions, and worst of all, being racist to the point of genocidal, makes us a very dangerous species that they need to contain us from going out and about.
Yeah, so there's a lot of parallels here. So this is a concept that has been talked about quite a bit in the world of Fortean subjects, right? One very famous concept or conversation that was been brought up is the Fermi paradox, right? So the Fermi paradox asks, well, if the universe is so populated, why have we never been contacted by anybody? One of the answers to this is, well, we're stupid and we're mean and nobody wants to talk to us because we're defective, right?
And every movie shows us killing the visitors.
Right. It's like, oh, look, there's a shiny thing in the sky. Let's shoot it down.
Yeah.
Or there's something that landed on our planet. It doesn't understand our customs. It comes into my house, takes me onto their ships, shoves something up my ass. Now I'm going to kill it. Where in its customs, that's like the best thing it could do for you. right? But with all jokes aside, right, there is a lot tied into this. There's a lot of theories that revolve around what Paul is talking about. There is the zoo theory, where planet Earth is considered a galactic zoo or a petri dish of many different animals from across the galaxy, all put into one place as some sort of experimental television show, or if you would, right, where the scientists fly around in flying saucers, and they come down and they take biological samples of their experiments every once in a while, and it comes in the form of cattle mutilations and alien abduction victims, like the communions, or like of Whitley Strieber when he gets visited by the visitors. There's a lot here, right? And there is the concept of the Galactic Council, of where the human race has been banished to the planet Earth because our ancestors were so bad and cruel and mean to not only ourselves but every other species in the universe, and we lost the privilege to be a part of the group, and we have been banished to be by ourselves, to the point to where we just destroy ourselves as our final punishment for our judgment. Am I sort of on the right track there, Paul?
Well, since you are knowledgeable about people that have written nonfiction, are you familiar with Robert Dean? He was a U.S. Army sergeant major, and apparently he was given the role of having contact with these extraterrestrials through his psychic ability, because they're telepathic. And the messages that he got was that Earth is actually a school. The extraterrestrials refer to Earth as a school for our spirits. And the way it's set up is that the spirits cannot experience the human experience, which is love and pain and suffering, everything that makes us human, without being linked to a human being. So the individuals that, say that we have souls, I call them spirits. And it is here where the spirit learns about being human. And then when we pass on, that spirit goes to download, what was in life, and if they learn the lesson of compassion, of love, of beauty and creativity, all the things that make the human experience, then they are allowed to advance. And if not, then they recycle back to Earth to learn the lessons that they missed. So Earth is actually very important to the universe because it provides the forum for the spirit to engage that way. In fact, Earth is more important to the extraterrestrials than the humans are. They can replace the humans. They can't replace Earth.
Jake, what do you got?
I'm not going to argue with our guest. I'll argue with you. I'm not going to argue with him. It's an interesting take, but it sounds like, was it Buddhism?
Yep.
Essentially.
There's a lot of Eastern religion.
I don't know much about it, to be honest with you.
It's true.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Eastern religion in there.
I mean,
Yep.
that's I would say that's probably, if Jeff was here, he would probably agree with you. Because he's definitely, he definitely has repeated that sort of thing, as at least in theory, of like, it's an interesting thought of like, maybe this is why all of this is right. I mean, I would disagree, but when it comes down to it, I've never died before, so I I couldn't tell you beyond a shadow of a doubt that I know, but I have a faith that, you know, I'll be with the Lord, right? So, but yeah, it definitely has a very Buddhism type feel to it. And I've heard that before, certainly, but you know, you're doing the whole thing that people get tattoos and you can't discriminate anymore. You're posting that. That's fun.
Yeah.
I still have my reservations, Jeremy. You're not going to convince me to go get full sleeves unless you pay for them.
No. But so Robert Dean is an interesting topic. He's very interesting, actually. I want to say he's done, or at least he's been in a few documentaries. And basically the gist is like you said, he bases his knowledge around this top secret government document called the assessment, I believe it was called. And it ties in heavily with the concept of like near-death experiences, reincarnation, and the multiple lives theory, like Paul was talking, where life is all about lessons, right? And you go there to learn a lesson. And if you don't learn that lesson, well, then you have to go back. And then if you do learn a lesson, if there's more lessons for you to learn, you can come back as a different soul to learn another lesson. And once all your lessons are checked off the list, then you move on to the next stage, whatever that stage may be. I'm not too familiar with it. I know that he had... he claimed to have this kind of off title, this off top secret title. If I remember, it was like cosmic top secret or something along those lines, which is a kind of a strange title, just because top secret isn't necessarily a title. It is a privilege to a specific topic. Just because you have a top secret clearance doesn't mean that you have a clearance to everything top secret. It means that you have the need to know about a specific topic. So like, you know, I have a top secret clearance about this water bottle, right? I need to know everything about this water bottle, but I also have the duty to make sure that nobody else knows about this water bottle. So I need to check your paperwork and your credentials to make sure that if I share any information about this water bottle, that you have the need to know or the top secret clearance to learn about it.
Doing a terrible job showing everybody on that water bottle on the video.
I know, right?
Revoke your clearance.
But it's so when he was talking about like I may be wrong with the cosmic top secret, but it was some sort of top secret clearance where he had like it was some sort of astral body term that he used in front of the term top secret. And that was a sort of a red flag for him. But I remember that he ended up suing his town in the Southwest. It was either New Mexico or Arizona, because he worked for the town or the city, and they ended up letting him go or treating him unfairly because of his beliefs in UFOs and aliens. And he ended up winning. He ended up winning a discrimination trial for it. And he ended up winning like 6 figures or something along those lines.
Good for him.
Yeah, he's since passed away, I believe, if I remember correctly.
He did.
He has
since
passed away. But his story is really good. It's a very, very fascinating story. He does make some pretty out there claims, but the interesting thing about some of the claims that he makes is that they're reiterated by other people, right? And that's the fun thing about all of these people who make these kind of claims, is that over time you start to hear more and more people come out with similar claims and concepts, and that's what we're really hearing now. When we hear like Lou Elizondo come out, and he's talking about these gravitational displacement craft that literally displaces gravity around the entire craft's body, and that's how they're able to move at all these incredible speeds and do these incredible movements that would literally leave a human being inside of a human built craft in a consistency of soup, you know. And but that's how
sloshing around in there.
but I mean, what do they call them? They call them like all domain vehicles, right? These UAP all domain vehicles where they're flying through the air, and then all of a sudden they dive into the water, and then they see them jet up into the sky and straight up. And obviously, the only place it can go to is what Jeff likes to refer to as fake outer space, and you know, so that it doesn't matter where they go, they don't skip a beat, they just go, right? And it doesn't matter what the resistance is. But apparently, after reverse engineering, and then you have Bob Lazar from years ago that was telling you about this, you know, 20 years ago, 20, 30 years ago. Bob Lazar was telling you about this gravitational replacement or displacement technology that these vehicles had, and nobody was listening. Nobody took them seriously, and now they're talking about it on congressional floors. Lou Elizondo is talking about it in his book Imminent. You know, I don't know. I know I kind of went off on a little bit of a tangent there, but that, you know, just to talk about Robert Dean, that's kind of the same thing that we're seeing, is that, you know, Robert Dean was talking about this kind of stuff, but you're seeing the same sort of fashion come out with some of the outrageous things where people, you know, were claiming were outrageous that Robert Dean was talking about. Now you get some people that are coming forward, medical doctors that are talking about near-death experiences. Like we just did that. What did we do? Like a two-part series on near-death experiences a little while ago. Some of those exact same things, those exact same concepts that we were talking about in near-death experiences, Robert Dean was talking about decades ago, 2 decades ago, when these studies on near-death experiences came out 5 years ago. It's some really interesting stuff, man. It really is. You know, yesterday's wacko is you know, somebody who really understood something about the world that we live in today. It's really, really fascinating stuff. Sorry, Paul.
Yeah.
I know I kind of went off on a tangent there, man. I apologize.
So, Paul, I want to know how it is. So, how does this concept of we are here to like learn a lesson or, you know, whatever, all that stuff, how does that come into play in your book that you wrote? Because you said that it's based off of real events that have actually happened. The characters are based off of real people. The main characters, you know, based off of you, although everyone has different names and such like that. So what is the nonfiction element to it where, you know, I'm sorry, I didn't read your book, but, you know.
It's not out yet. It comes out February 18th.
Oh, well, there you go.
Right.
Well, there you go. That's why I didn't read it.
Right.
I'll blame that.
There are a lot of elements that are non-fictional, that are truth that kind of put together the puzzle for you. The first has to do with meditation. And there are 2 key meditations for me that aligned with what, you know, people like Robert Dean said. The one that really got me was when I saw a cloud of indigo, and when I visualized it, I had a feeling of euphoria that you can't experience here on Earth. It was a happiness that, you know, you probably would attribute to being in heaven. So as I got closer to the cloud, the cloud dissipated, and I saw flashes, all of indigo, and the flashes were brilliant. It was like a beehive of activity, and countless flashes. And again, as I got closer, the feeling of euphoria got stronger. And it was then when I got a message of what I was seeing, which was the source energy, what people call God. And what the source energy is, it's energy made up of energies. So all of those flashes are spirits between lives that are either downloading their previous life or uploading their next life. And they all combine to make this source energy. And when that energy has one conscious thought, it makes for a very powerful event. And once I realized what that was, I was back in my body. So that's one small element that.
So you.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. We're still having a bit of a lag here, so I'm sorry if I'm being rude. So you said that you were meditating, and you had, was it some sort of like an out of body experience, or was this something spiritual?
No, it wasn't an out of body experience. Yeah.
Okay. And then you said you visited like an energy. Was this like a can you explain that a little bit more? You said it was like a bunch of flashing lights.
Right. Yeah. It's just imagine a massive beehive. Instead of bees, you see indigo lights flashing.
Uh-huh.
That's what it was. It was a huge structure that was emanating that kind of energy, and of course, the euphoria was probably part of that output.
Very cool. That's freaking really cool. So, is this something that you could do on command?
No, that's the thing. Another out of body experience was that I was allowed to go through a wormhole, which was absolutely an amazing experience. If you saw the film Contact with I forget her name.
Jodie Foster.
Yeah, Jodie Foster. It was like that. It was, lights. It was motion. I was trembling in my chair. The heart rate was high. And once I realized what was happening to me, I was back in my chair. So those were the two key out of body experiences that I had, and everything else is really subtle. It as far as an outside force affecting me. It's through synchronicity. It's through meeting people. Psychic women that would tell me the same message over and over, but about what I'm supposed to do, and it's really just about getting a message out to people in a way that I'm using fiction because I can't compete in the nonfiction realm, so I'm using fiction to.
We may have lost them there.
Did you get me?
Just wait a second.
Mm-hmm. Where did you lose me?
The world moves fast. Your workday, even faster. Pitching products, drafting reports, analyzing data. Microsoft 365 Copilot is your AI assistant for work. Built into Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and other Microsoft 365 apps you use. Helping you quickly write, analyze, create, and summarize. So you can cut through clutter and clear a path to your best work. Learn more at Microsoft.com/M365 Copilot.
I had that dream again. My small business needs to hire, but I don't use LinkedIn, and I hire an energy vampire. But also, they're a literal vampire. And suddenly, my team is spending all their time sharpening wooden stakes and buying bulk silver and rehearsing ancient chants, and then I wake up.
Don't let hiring nightmares ruin your dreams. LinkedIn Jobs' new AI assistant takes insights from over 1 billion professionals to create a short list of the best fits for you. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/quality. Start hiring today with LinkedIn.
AI is incredible. It can teach you how to fry an egg and even write a poem, pirate style. Yarr! But it knows nothing about your work. Slackbot is different. It doesn't just know the facts. It knows your schedule. It can turn a brainstorm into a brief. And it doesn't need to be taught. Because Slackbot isn't just another AI. It's AI that knows your work as well as you do. Visit slack.com/meet Slackbot to learn more.
It's tough to say. You were in and out there for a second. You were talking about fiction because you can't compete.
Right.
I caught that bit.
I think we lost him where he was talking about psychic women getting a message out.
Right. Yeah. So one after another, the women would tell me that I have a role to play, and so I that's part of the message, is to try and get this book out in the form of fiction, because
while he's working with that, Jake.
Yep.
Have you heard of anything like this before?
Mm-mm.
No.
But I don't do the meditation thing. I'm not in those circles, so I'm sure it's a thing.
Yeah.
The only thing I can think about with meditation is I think it's called the Kundalini spirit or something like that. This like that sort of like intense out of body sort of I don't know. I think there's like this in the Christian circles, they talk about that as far as being a demonic thing, but it's like the I believe it's like the state of like when you achieve what you're doing meditation wise, like you get this super intense feeling of like not being present and joy and all sorts of stuff. And it's like, but I don't know. It obviously you can hear the way I'm describing it. I don't really know. I've heard mention of it, but I'm not in the circles of the meditation sort of stuff. So it could be something that's, talked about quite regularly, and I just would have no idea.
Yeah. No, I get it. Paul, you're back. Hello, sir.
Dang it, Jeremy, you jinxed it.
I did.
Jeremy, you suck.
I do. No, honestly, it sounds like a very, very interesting book. It really does. I'll be grabbing a copy for sure. This is definitely right up my alley when it comes to the type of subjects that I like to read about, whether it be the fiction material that I have upstairs or the material that I have down here. I do have some topics that fit right in. Like I do have some of the topics such as near-death experiences. I do have things like deja vu, and I recently got some books on the Akashic records and stuff, where we'll eventually dive into some of that. Looks like we lost him there. He backed out. Hopefully he'll come back in and finish up. There he goes. Let's see. Paul, hello, sir.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back. Is that better?
Well, here we have a question from a listener right now.
Okay.
You mind taking a question?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
We might have lost him again. I don't know, Paul. Looks like it might not be your night there, dude. That sucks. He has a very interesting story. I'd love to hear the rest of it, honestly. Really.
We'd have to plan to have him back after his book comes out and we all get a chance to look into it.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
A more appropriate Q&A about specific events, not just like, kind of, trying to glimpse into something that, no one has, access to yet.
Try not to leave too much dead space in this episode. Not doing a very good job at it. So I punched in his name on Spotify to see if there was any other podcasts out there that he's been on as of recently. There were a few, and I pushed one, and the other podcast audio was so bad. Paul's audio was great on that one, but the audio for the other show was terrible. I was like, all right, next one. And then, you there? You just tell us a whole story?
I think you guys are back.
Yeah. Paul, we lost you for a solid couple minutes there.
I know. I don't know why.
It's the government. It's the government interfering.
So you had a question. You said somebody had a question, right?
Yes. Mistress of Muggles has a question. They want to know: was there any sensation of temperature?
No.
And this was asked back when you were talking about the indigo lights.
Right. No, I didn't feel any difference in temperature. That's an interesting question because probably because it was going into the spiritual realm, and in the spiritual realm, the connection is with the third eye chakra, and you're separated from your body.
Yeah. Was there any impact on any of your senses?
No, only. See, that's the thing, is that in that realm, you're gaining your information through your pineal gland in your mind. That's essentially your spiritual receiver with that realm, and everything else, the senses are irrelevant. Time is irrelevant. Space is irrelevant.
Yeah. No, it's a wild concept. We talked about it quite a bit. We've talked about the Akashic records quite a bit on the show. We've talked about. I mean, we've talked about drug realms too. DMT, and we just did an episode on the stoned ape theory. We talked about. We've talked about a lot of different out of body realms before, and the whole concept of it is really, really fascinating, actually. And I've heard multiple other shows talk about it, especially some of the really big ones. Joe Rogan and Sean Ryan, just to name a few. And I've heard some really, really good personal experiences from these realms. Other than the wormhole and the indigo lights, have you had any other experiences that have caught you off guard? We'll go with that.
Well, as I write in the book, there's an instance where I have a dream about something, and the next day it shows up on a Facebook page. There's a lot of like little synchronicities that occur, but I want to point out some real world things though that occurred also, and this may get your attention, Jeremy. I stumbled upon a secret basement when I was in the Air Force at Wright-Patterson at Foreign Technology Division. They had a secret basement, and in that basement was a 70 by 90 cryogenic chamber. And that aligns perfectly with Phil Corso's account of what what they did with the cadavers from Roswell. And now you go to Google Earth and you look for that building, and it is gone. Not only that, there are no records of it being existing.
Huh. So you were on Wright-Patterson?
Yeah, I was at Wright-Pat in the 80s.
How long were you there?
5 years.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Any other interesting stories from Wright-Patterson?
No, just that one, and that one was big enough. I'll tell you that. I kept that secret for 5 years after I left the service, but I used it in the book to add to the plot.
The Wright-Patterson.
I can smell the smoke coming from your ears. Just spit it out.
Well, it's like I'm trying to put timelines in my head, and I'm thinking 80s. What was? I mean, because Wright-Patterson is at the epicenter of almost every big UFO anything in this freaking country.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think of one from the 80s and just like come out with something. I mean, obviously everyone knows about Roswell.
Yeah.
Right. And everyone puts Roswell into Area 51, but the rumor is that Area 51 was the cover story, and that, and it really went to Wright-Pat. Then there was Kecksburg in the 60s, where there was the talk about how they took the acorn shaped or the Nazi bell shaped craft to Wright-Pat in 65 with the Roswell crash going in 47, which would have been I want to say it was just before the what's his face's Kenneth Arnold's saucer stuff.
Yeah,
Jake. You know what I just learned about Roswell? It's just to go off on another rabbit hole. There was actually two. Crash sites. Did you know that?
Mm-mm.
And that when it
learn it from that Annie Jacobson book.
No, I haven't read it yet. But apparently, when the Roswell site was discovered, they originally thought it was an adversarial aircraft watching our budding atomic program. The Manhattan Project, working on our detonation techniques and stuff out there in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. And 47 was when the crash happened, and the end of World War II was 45, right? Hiroshima and Nagasaki happened right around that time. And the Manhattan Project was, I think the Einstein memo got signed in 39. So everything kicked off right there, right in 1940 with the Manhattan Project. And with the end of World War II and the beginning of the Cold War, they thought that the craft could potentially have been Russian. And they thought that the EMP blast produced by the atomic weaponry that they were testing actually caught the Russian craft, and that they were actually going to be able to reverse engineer Russian technology, and that they were surprised when they found the 4 alien bodies that they did. Yeah. So potentially the Roswell crash was caused by an EMP pulse from an atomic weapons test. But I don't know if I buy that particular reasoning for it, but I think it's an interesting conversation to have. But I do think that when they originally approached it, I think that the idea that they thought that they were approaching like a Soviet aircraft, I think that definitely could have been true. Then the massive cover up and the massive amount of resource and money and man hours that they put to cover it up, with the whole weather balloon explanation.
Just seeding the government distrust. Yeah.
Yeah. Just
So,
goes.
To answer your question, I can't find anything about alien or UFO things in the 80s over at Wright Patterson, but there was Robert Carr in 1974 who claimed that they had a hangar titled Hangar 18 that had alien bodies in it that the U.S. Air Force then in the 80s came back and denied having. In 1985, the Air Force issued a statement denying that Wright-Patterson Air Force Base ever possessed alien bodies or UFO technology.
That's interesting. That's right. That's Paul's timeline.
Yeah. So if he comes back, we'll have to ask and see if he knew anything about that, or I don't know what his role was. You said that he was in the Air Force. Was he an officer?
Yes, I believe he was. I apologize to anybody listening. We were trying to get that interview in. He does have a very interesting story to tell. It does seem like he's having a bit of issues with his internet. Hopefully we can get that figured out. If not, we'll try to figure it out another day. But to read, I've been talking with his publishing agent, Heather, who is very nice. Just to kind of read off what she sent me. Let's see. His real life discovery of blueprints for an underground cryogenic facility beneath a military warehouse turned secure building, as well as other eye-opening encounters. Going beyond science fiction genre, the book is also a thought-provoking exploration of humanity's relationship with the universe. The idea that humanity's spiritual growth is essential for survival and advancement. The notion that Earth is viewed by extraterrestrials as a dangerous, primitive planet, intelligent but ethically deficient. His exploration of extraterrestrials and knowledge about their contact with Earth, how the United States military industrial complex treats information today. Let's see, the Disclosure Paradox, which is the name of the book, is published by Right Away Books and available from Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, Bookshop.org, Waterstones, and other retailers. About the author, Paul G. Vecchiet is an author whose speculative fiction bridges U.S. government cover-ups, extraterrestrial phenomena, spirituality, and the future of humanity. As a U.S. government civilian and former U.S. Air Force civil engineering officer, Vecchiet draws from real-life experiences in his novel, The Disclosure Paradox, inspired by transformative meditation experiences in 2009. Vecchiet weaves elements of his personal journey, including the discovery of a hidden underground space at a large, secure military facility, into his storytelling, which we now know as Right Pat. Born in Italy, Vecchiet immigrated to the United States as a child after earning a bachelor of architecture from the University of Illinois. Vecchiet served as a civil engineering officer in the U.S. Air Force with assignments across the globe. Today, he lives in Captain Bridge, West Virginia. And for more information, please visit thedisclosureparadox.com. Hey, there you go. See, there's his drop for his website. So please check that out for him. That's cool. You've got something there for him. Hey, Denny! Denny, to catch you up, we have a guest. Had a guest, Paul Vecchiet. He is a fictional author who has weaved personal experiences into his story.
He literally just joins in the second you get done reading his entire bio. Dang it. Well, read it again.
But yeah, it's He has some internet connectivity issues, so we're just hanging out, BSing right now, waiting for him. We may or may not get him back on. We'll see.
Yeah. I'm going for the Jeff look these days.
Yeah. I think that's one of the more popular topics today. The chat has been going off about Jake's lack of hair.
Factory reset.
Nice. So I don't know if I told you, man, but I got walking pneumonia.
Oh, that's what Big Mac had.
Is it?
Yeah, he got walking pneumonia, lost like 30% of his lung capacity.
Yeah,
I don't know what that means, but it doesn't sound good.
It means that I have fluid in one of my lungs. The medical term is acute pneumonia. They call it walking pneumonia because it only affects one of your lungs, so you can still breathe and move around. And it could take like 3 or 4 months until I'm feeling normal again. But we had that influenza pass through the house. Got all 6 of us.
Jeez.
Yeah, and it was bad, man. So my temperature spiked one night to 104.6. And
you have to take an ice bath?
No. I'll tell you that story off the mic. But it was weird. It was weird. It was weird. You know what? Screw it. Let's talk about it. So I was sleeping on the couch, right? I mean, we have nothing better to talk about. So this is gonna be the second half of this episode is gonna suck just for anybody listening. But anyways, so I was on the couch, right? And when I have a fever, man, I am wrapped up in every blanket that I could possibly find. And that's
I try to sweat it out too.
But like for me, man, like I already deal with cold feet. I have cold feet no matter how many layers of socks I have on. My feet are always cold. And add a fever to it, and like my whole body just gets cold. My fingertips get cold. I can't get warm. So I'm on the couch, and
which is funny too because you're actually warmer than usual.
Yeah. So I fall asleep on the couch, and I'm just bundled up in every blanket that somebody's not using in the house.
Yeah.
And like I literally sent Jace to go around the house and grab every blanket that somebody's not using. I'm literally
get the bath towels.
I'm literally like under like 1.5 foot of blanket, and I wake up and I'm just drenched in sweat and hotter than hell. And I stand up and I'm like, I can't stand still. Like I'm woozy, room spinning. I'm like, oh man, this isn't good. And I'm like, I'm hungry. So I walk from the living room, like, man, this is really weird. It's kind of like you're drunk, but not quite like that. Like almost like you're. It was really weird, dude. It was like my perception was kind of like shifting in and like to the sides of my face. It was
your brain was cooking.
Yeah, it was really weird, man. And I went to my refrigerator because we had ordered pizza that night because we were all sick, man. We were just like, we'll just order pizza. I went to the refrigerator. I got a slice of pizza, and then I woke up in my bed with my shirt up over my head, and Katie shaking me, just like, wake up, wake up, wake up. And I'm like, what? And like she's like on me, and her eyes are like watering, and I'm like, what? She goes, you scared the shit out of me. And I'm like, what happened? She's like, I thought you were dying or dead. And I was like, what happened? And she's like, you came into the bedroom and you were like, I don't feel good. And you collapsed onto the bed. Gosh. And I'm like, really? She's like, and you just fell asleep. And then, and I'm like, oh. And she's like, yeah. And then I just at one point, like, looked at you and you didn't look like you were breathing. And I was like, oh. And then she goes, then I tried to wake you up. And then you wouldn't wake up. I've been shaking you for like 2 or 3 minutes and you weren't moving.
Oh my gosh.
And
holy crap.
She's like, and your skin, like your body is super hot, Jeremy. And we took my temperature and it was at 104.6. And I was like, whoa. I was like, damn, like my shirt was up over my head. I was like, I wonder how hot I got underneath like 1.5 feet of blankets. Like if I was at 104.6, how hot was it? Like however long ago, dude. So when we finally like went out in the morning to like out to the kitchen, that pizza that I remembered eating was on the floor. It had a big old bite of like just a big bite taken out of it with the pizza on the floor. And then the bite I took was just spit out on the floor.
Disney Plus wants to know, are you ready? For Marvel Studios' Thunderbolts, The New Avengers, now streaming on Disney Plus.
Let's do this.
One of the best Marvel movies of all time is now streaming on Disney Plus.
Hey, you weren't listening to me.
I said Thunderbolts, The New Avengers is now streaming on Disney Plus.
Meet the New Avengers.
That's cool name. Marvel Studios' Thunderbolts, The New Avengers, rated PG-13, now streaming on, you guessed it, Disney Plus.
Jeez. Man, if it ever gets that bad, tell Katie that she can just call us and we'll rush you guys to the hospital. I don't care. Throw you in the back of the truck and just let that cold air wash over you and drive to the hospital.
My youngest daughter got up there too. She got up almost to 105 too.
No.
Yeah, it was bad in here, man. And I mean, it was, you know, out of all my kids, right there, I have a lot of them. I have 4. Right?
Yeah,
that's a lot.
It's more than 2.
It's more than 2. 3 of them took the flu shot this year. 1 of them did not, and that would be my oldest son, who freaked out because of the needle. And one of his parents, I'm not going to say who, I'm not going to throw them under the bus, whether it's me or the other one. One of us was like, okay, I guess we're just not going to do it. Only had the flu for like 12 or 15 hours, took one long nap and was perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Everybody else had it for like 2 days. I had it for like almost 3 whole days, but got walking pneumonia from it. And I am still feeling it, man. Like still I wake up, man. And for the first hour and a half, 2 hours, perfectly fine. Got all the energy in the world. And then as the day goes on, I just lose it all. It's super bad. I've had a migraine headache every day for like 3 weeks now. The days that I'm off work, I take a nap in the middle of the day, and it kind of helps reset me a little bit. But yeah, like what the doc was saying at urgent care, he was like, yeah, so what's happening is like your body's not getting oxygen. He says it's not getting the oxygen that you're used to getting. So, you know, since you're already prone to migraines, you know, so the migraine's kicking up, you know, your body's losing energy because your body's not, you know, replenishing your oxygen. And, you know, so he goes, all your symptoms. He goes, I bet you anything, if we go look at your lungs right now, you got fluid in your lungs. And I'm like, that sucks. Like, I get winded just talking now. It's stupid.
Dude, I thought that I was having a hard time. I got switched up on my meds for my nightmares and stuff. And it's been giving me crazy insomnia.
Ooh.
Like, I'm up at 2:30 in the morning, wide awake, unable to go back to sleep. Like, I just called in on Friday, and I was just like, I can't do this. I'm not going to drive like this. I will kill myself on the road. I'm not going to drive an hour having been awake since 1:00 in the morning or whatever it was. I'm like, I'm just calling in, and Whitney ran out and got me some melatonin and came back and knocked me out. But yeah, so I was like, well, to heck with that. I'm gonna have to call him tomorrow and be like, I can't take this anymore. Like, I don't know why I'm reacting this way to something that's supposed to make me sleep, but I can't do it. So I thought that was bad. I saw that picture of you sent in, and I was just like, gosh, you look like crap, dude. You look like one of the zombies off of The Walking Dead. Like, that was crazy. All right. And so, I was like, me and Jeff will run the thing for a couple weeks. No big deal. Had some good conversations, and it was cool doing a swap cast with Shadow Band. Creamer got on and everything, but Jude, you look like crap. But I was like, it can't be that bad. He's always sick anyway. You got kids that come over and put their fingers in the dirt, stick them in their mouth, and then cough into your face, and then you're sick. So, I mean, it's just the life of a parent, I hear. So everyone always being sick, but that's rough. That would have sucked. It's like get a call from Katie, say, hey, by the way, Jeremy died last night. And been like, well, now who's going to do the podcast?
Dude, I was, for a solid 72 hours, I couldn't move, man. I couldn't move. I mean, I was in a conscious coma where the only thing I could do was put my face into my pillow and just lay there like this underneath blankets with my face down into a pillow.
Just hoping for the sweet release of death.
all I did was think. That's all I did. I couldn't read a book. I couldn't watch TV. I couldn't do nothing. I planned my whole new podcast concept, for the whole new project that I'm working on. The whole 3 days that I was sick. That's all I did. Was just. Jeez. I was like, I need something to do, and I just thought about what I wanted to do for a new podcast.
That's like the best part of being sick is when you're too sick to go to work, so you just play video games for 2-3 days.
There was no way I was concentrating on video games, man. There was no way. I spent most of my time hovering between 102.5 and 103.
Dude, I hate being sick.
Most of my time was pretty high, man. It sucked.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of weird when I was gonna run up the podcast for the first time, and I was trying to figure out the whole Riverside thing, and you're like, if I can get up to my computer, I'll run you through it. And I was just like, that's kind of weird. He's always at his computer.
Yeah,
I know it was that bad. That's rough.
Yeah, usually and you want to know what's even crazier? Is when I sent that to you, it was plugged in right next to me.
Yeah, you're like,
I was
reaching your fingers out of your blanket mess, little burrito, and going like this on your phone and sending it.
It was plugged in on the little end table next to the couch, and I was laying on the couch, and I couldn't sit up, man. I couldn't sit up. Couldn't even sit up. Yeah, it was bad. And the worst part about it was Katie was sick too. And I felt bad. I mean, she was a champ, man. I mean, I totally did the dude thing, and I was like, I'm a big baby when I'm sick, man.
I make Whitney take care of me.
Huge baby. And she's just super, super mom and super wife and doing all but baby was sick too. So, he just wanted to sleep on mom all day long, but, she just wanted to be, not slept on, and I felt bad. Baby didn't want anything to do with me. He was sick. He was like, no, I want mom.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you're dad. You're worthless to me.
Yeah. Get out of here, dad. Dick. Get out of here.
As if you would have been able to do anything anyway. You would just absorb him into the blanket fort.
Come on, buddy. Let's get warm together. Let's see. Well, I don't think he's coming back, man.
Yeah.
I think he's gone. I'll have to send him an email and just say thank you for coming on. It's unfortunate, but shit happens. We tried.
Yeah.
Looks like we're at 45 followers now. We only need 5 followers now. That's cool.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Well, if you're not following us on Twitch, check us out, and then you can watch us talk. You can watch us talk.
I have to tell you something, but it definitely has to be off the chat.
Well,
I guarantee you that once you hear this experience, you're going to say, you know what? Being that close to death wasn't that big of a deal.
Okay. All right. Well. All right. Well, that's it. I don't know what we're going to do next week. I have a few guests that I'm debating on reaching out to. I think I'm going to start swinging for some bigger names.
Annie Jacobson, let's get her.
I mean, I would like to read some Annie Jacobson before I reach out to Annie Jacobson. I gotta, I've got.
Don't you have Audible?
I can't, dude. I don't want to read. I don't want to listen to books, man. I like reading.
Yeah, but it's so much easier if you're already engaged in work. You just have an earbud in and you're just listening.
Yeah, I don't. Nah, man. I'll listen to podcasts. I don't want to listen. I like reading. It's
I know you like reading.
It's relaxing to me. If I listen to her books, then I don't get to read it. So
if I read books, I fall asleep. That's what my main problem is.
Well, that's
is like the reason why I don't like reading is because I fall asleep while I'm reading constantly.
Yeah, I mean that's what I have a fiction book next to my bed every night. I'll read a chapter or two, and I end up falling asleep to that. But when I'm reading one of these things over here, I don't fall asleep to these. Yeah. Except for where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where's that stupid fucking book? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it, Jake?
It's somewhere over there.
Where's Mel's hole?
Oh gosh. Not that.
Where is
anything but that?
Where is it?
You're probably in the trash where it belongs.
It's somewhere.
Freaking Mel's hole. Ew.
I think I fell asleep reading that book.
Yeah. Mel's hole. Oh my gosh, I should have known.
All right, man. All right, everybody. Well, that has been another episode of the Infinite Rabbit Hole podcast. Until next time, travelers, we'll see you right here in the next fork of the path of the Infinite Rabbit Hole. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Now, don't tell. Hey, everybody. Thanks for checking out the Infinite Rabbit Hole podcast. If you're looking for more of our stuff, head on over to infiniterabbithole.com, where you can find links to all the podcast players that we are available on, and even our video platforms such as TikTok and YouTube. While you're there, make sure to check out all the links for our socials and hit that follow so you know when all the new stuff from our podcast comes out. And until next time, travelers, we'll see you right here in the next fork in the path of the Infinite Rabbit Hole. Bye.
Well, the holidays have come and gone once again, but if you've forgotten to get that special someone in your life a gift, well, Mint Mobile is extending their holiday offer of half off unlimited wireless. So here's the idea. You get it now, you call it an early present for next year. What do you have to lose? Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Limited time 50% off regular price for new customers. Upfront payment required. $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds may slow after 50 gigabytes per month when network is busy. See terms.